This is how the native Aussies received the authorities trying force to take the vaccine, with bows and arrows. Concentration camps built for the non-compliant in Australia. These will include 90% of Aborigines who refuse to take any vaccinations.
Here we go. We found the facility. They have it well hidden.
I found it.
These two videos are examples of the kind of misinformation that's been spreading about Australian Aboriginals during the COVID-19 crisis. Let's take a closer look. The first video comes from a totally different context. A quick keyword search on Twitter shows that it comes from 2019. It was posted by a Brazilian journalist, and it shows Indigenous people from Brazil protesting in Sao Paulo. At the time, the government wanted to transfer responsibility for Indigenous health services from the federal government to the municipalities. So, nothing to do with Australia. Now let's look at the second video. It shows a migrant detention center in Australia, the Brisbane Immigration Transit Accommodation Center, which we found on Google Earth. Here is a photo of the center in 2017, and one from 2019. The center did indeed expand, but 1 year before the pandemic even started. So this definitely doesn't show a prison that was recently expanded to lock up Aboriginal people who refuse to be vaccinated. So these two videos are false. But on the other hand, Indigenous Australian people being wary of vaccination is a very real phenomenon. Many believe the government is forcibly vaccinating their communities, and they're posting about it on TikTok.
I heard stories about people getting knocked down in the community, and apparently by the army, and forcefully vaccinated.
So how do you respond to these allegations? John Patterson, CEO of the Aboriginal Medical Services Alliance for the Northern Territory, said he wants to put these rumors to bed.
There's no argument anymore that the Defence Force are mistreating our mob or walking around with guns and other defence equipment. That's totally untrue. AMSANT and the Aboriginal leadership and our community control leaders applaud the input, the support and the assistance that we're getting from the police, the other non-government organisations that are providing really important support and assistance to those that are in need of it in those lockdown communities, and including the Australian Defence Force.
So how do we fight against this kind of misinformation? A local TV station created a program to address Aboriginal people's concerns by inviting them to answer questions on camera.
We live in overcrowded houses. We live with a lot of people, family and and it's easy to spread in our communities. World Congress, all these stuff is they scared because as soon as COVID hits here, they're gonna fall like flies.
But how does vaccine misinformation actually affect Australia's Indigenous populations? It's hard to say, but at the beginning of December, nearly 88% of non-Aboriginal Australians over the age of 16 were vaccinated, compared to only 63% of Aboriginals.